Good evening, I'm Lenka DeVor and welcome to Nottingham News. Today's main headlines. The country's service persons are honoured once again as we look back at our 5th Warriors' Day. The brave soldiers keeping our capital city safe at this most tense of times. And the dinner party turned soirée of slander. Yesterday was a sombre day, but nonetheless a fitting tribute to the many who gave their lives for East Mercia in the Promised Land campaign. Shops were shut and candles lit as many of us reflected on the losses that linger all too recently in our collective memory. And can I say how humbled I was to see so many fellow citizens in Alviva Square last night. And, as has been his custom for the past 5 years, King John cast off his robes of state for a tour of his duchy, which included speaking with veterans at the Nottingham Military Rest Home. And His Majesty's concerns were such that he took further time out of his busy schedule to record a short address.
People of East Mercia, as we observe another Warriors' Day, let us not forget about the work there is still to do. My dear brother made warriors of us all, and yet left us with a legacy that weighs heavy on all our shoulders. Now, the soldiers I met here today, they told of traumatic visions that plague them even now. Some of them are no better than when they landed and returned over 5 years ago. Personally, I think a little care goes a long way in these uncertain times. And as such, I will ensure that these citizens' loyal service does not go unpaid.
And we've just received confirmation from the Eye that Sheriff Murdoch is working with His Majesty to create a care package for our unfortunate heroes. Such dedication from 2 people whose to-do list is already overflowing. But there has been no rest for Nottingham's security forces following fears of another devastating bomb attack from Greenwood. The Eye has risen to the challenge, however, tripling the number of guards at the wall and lengthening shifts, with some guards even volunteering to extend their patrol in order to keep boots on the ground if there's no one else to relieve them. In fact, the picture that's being built up is one of real camaraderie in the forces, with songs being sung in the barracks to keep up morale and an 8-minute silence observed at dusk. And all for good measure too, since the day itself passed without a single hitch, so well done them for doing their job impeccably and raising a smile whilst doing it. But this has not been a celebratory week for everyone, least of all for Inner Circle resident Sally McCord. Sally had always thought her old friend Ken Davison a man of sound moral character, but at his birthday meal a few days ago, somewhat under the influence, Davison began making colourful remarks about King John's environmental policy. Speaking to the Sentinel after Mr. Davison's arrest that night, Ms. McCord defended her decision to report him, citing the sickening waves of distress that she felt. The sense of betrayal must be crushing. So it's a good job she's been generously remunerated for her courage. And considering all we've seen today of our king taking important matters in hand, Mr. Davison's arrogance is only more acute. It's a good job that legislation to protect us against these slanderous attacks is in motion in the form of the People's Security Bill. And remember, reporting reaps rewards. And if the show of skill and bravery from our forces is inspiring any of you in the outer circle to do your bit, now is the time to apply for a Gabriella Fitzwalter Scholarship, as endorsed by the Eye. You might just make it to one of the lucky 3 who will get a place at the University of Clifton, with guaranteed career progression to the Eye afterwards. Applications are open right now, so don't delay in filling in those forms. In other news, Amidst the week's challenges, one business has been struggling to get information from A to B following interference to their online data supply. Nancy Toussaint, Managing Director of Snainton Office Supplies, confirmed today that her cybersecurity team had traced the interference to Greenwood. I'd say it's pretty clear who's responsible. Yet again. Watch now. And the good news is that we're still firmly in a period of halcyon days that's set to continue for the rest of this Warriors' Day week. Winds light to variable, stronger on the coast, so don't put away the sun cream just yet, but remember your brolly if you're taking a seaside stroll. And as we look back upon wars past, it seems fitting that a podcast about the First Highcat War is having something of a moment. Ever since Dr. Annette Linton wrapped up her 6-part Clash of the Cousins series, her book, The Locksleys and the Ages of Highcath, has been flying off the shelves. I'm an avid reader myself, and I'm just up to the bit on Margaret. And I can tell you, Dr. Linton is just as good a writer as she is a podcaster. Check out her work in the link below. And that's all we have time for on this edition of Nottingham News. Thank you for joining us, and for more stories, go to our website, on screen now and in the link below. Until next time, stay safe and help wherever and whoever you can, especially this of all weeks. Goodbye, and may Hecate bless you.